So, my story of my brother and his death, and how I've thrown myself at this question of how could a 10-year-old boy in a very conservative world know that he was going to die and not have any support for that knowing, and for the people he told to not have any support for that knowing, especially my mother, and then to have lives devastated. How could that be, right? And I've been throwing myself at this question in a way that's sort of cracking me open in terms of my own spiritual and emotional healing. But it wasn't until I sat down at the table with Sprite Loriano, who was the organizer of the Ecuador Transformational Leader Trip, and heard her talk about her spiritual life since she was a very young girl and her relationship with her father after he died. That I was walking through my living room after I got home a few weeks later, and I was like, it just hit me that I still was in denial that I personally could have any kind of relationship with my brother. Even though things like the guy that came and told me to create an enema bag website, whose name was the same name as my brother, who had been run over by a car on his bicycle, and then found me and said to me, you need to start up a website that sells enema equipment. And then it just goes on and on and on like that, like all of these very direct experiences that I have with something or someone that I somehow keep denying, or keep at a distance from myself in terms of my relationship with it, because I still, part of me feels like it couldn't possibly be real. And one of the things I want people to know is that the more you can go to your amazing therapist, or any kind of therapist, or what do we even want to say, like, I want to normalize that therapy is just something we do with each other all the time, every day. And that's part of what the TV show is going to be working to generate. And then also mirroring back to people that their spiritual experiences are real. They're, that the stuff is really happening.
So part of what I hear you saying, and what you also want people to understand, is the great value of sacred, intentional conversation.
Yes, sacred, intentional conversation, and how we can all step into it at a deeper and deeper level, and that it is a conversation. It just isn't like, God decides he's going to hang out with you today randomly. There is some way in which all of this, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the amazing, is a conversation.